to the spoilers that have come out from Innistrad. So we'll go through the ones that are in English, because there's some pretty cool ones, and then I'll open up the ones that I've got that are from other languages. So we got Curse of the Shaken Faith. 1 colorless, 1 red for a Aura Curse enchant player. When an enchanted player casts a spell other than the first spell they cast each turn, or copies a spell, Curse of the Shaken Faith deals 2 damage to them. So that's really good for penalizing cheap and small low cost decks. So they just take overall more damage. It's really not that much pressure, but for like 2 mana, I guess it's not that bad. Rite of Harmony, 1 green, 1 white. For an instant, whenever a creature or enchantment enters the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card, flashback, 2 colorless, 1 green, 1 white. Not bad, but it's going to be hard to get all of the efficiency out of that. Can't Stay Away, 1 black, 1 white sorcery. Return target creature card from with mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains if this creature would die, exiled instead. And then you got flashback, 3, 1 white, and 1 black. Pretty cool. Lots and lots of cats. All kinds of cats. That's actually really cool artwork. You got Geist Flame Reservoir, 2 colorless, 1 red for an artifact. Whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery spell, put a charge counter on Geist Flame Reservoir. Pay 1 white, 1 colorless, 1 red, and tap. Remove any number of charge counters from Geist. Deal damage to any damage to any target. Pay 1 colorless, 1 red to tap. Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Actually, a kind of cool card. You got Thermal Alchemist back again. Foul Play, 1 colorless, 1 black for a sorcery. Destroy target creature with power 2 or less. And then Investigate. Not too bad, actually. The Investigate is really good. Nice icing on the cake. Ominous Roost, 2 colorless, 1 white. Enchantment. When Ominous Roost enters the battlefield, or whenever you cast a spell from the graveyard, create a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying. This creature can only be blocked by creatures with flying. Pretty cool for zombies. Gives an option. Famished Forges, 3 colors, 1 red for a 4/3 vampire. When it enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, add 3 red. Kind of cool. Makes it a 1 red mana card. And you get 3 red, which is better than colorless in most cases. Pay 2, 1 red, discard a card, draw a card. So you can use that 3 red to instantly use this ability, which is... How good is that? That is a 1 mana 4/3 that when it enters the battlefield, you discard a card and draw a card. Oh boy. That is really good value, I think. That feels like good value to me. You got Brimstone Vandal. We already know Storm Rider Spirit. Brimstone Vandal is a 2 colorless, 1 red for a 2/3 menace. Devil. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day as Brimstone Vandal enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, Brimstone Vandal deals 1 damage to each opponent. Huh? Okay. You can't play this guy unless you're playing werewolves, unless other people in your table are bringing out werewolves as well, because otherwise you have no way to trigger. Actually, does this become like Monarch, where when this guy enters, no matter what other people have, it instantly becomes day or night? I mean, it instantly becomes a day-night game. That's really cool. If that's the case, then I would want this guy in like a lot of my decks, because it just means that it adds maybe it adds too much complexity, but it adds another layer to things. Curse of Obsession, 4 colorless, 1 red for a Aura Curse enchant player. At the beginning of enchanted player's draw step, that player draws 2 additional cards. At the beginning of enchanted player's end step, that player discards their hand. Tough. Defenestrate, 2 colorless, 1 black for an instant. Destroy target creature without flying. Kinda cool, pretty straightforward. Arrogant Outlaw, 2 colorless, 1 black for a 3/2 vampire noble. When Arrogant Outlaw enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Cool. Dawnheart Rejuvenator, 3 colors, 1 green for a human warlock. When Rejuvenator enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Not too bad at all. Vision of Ruin, 3 colors, 1 red for a sorcery. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact. For each artifact sacrificed this way, you create a treasure token. Oh my god, that is expensive. 8 mana and 2 red. This spell costs X less to cast this way, where X is the greatest mana value of a commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. That could actually make it quite cheap then. Okay. Vision of Dominance. 2 colorless, 1 red, 1 green for a sorcery. Big Frog. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Flashback, 8 colorless, 2 green, and the same ability, which is pretty much lowers the amount of cost based on how your value of your commander, I guess. Yeah, mana value of your commander. Vision of Duplicity, 2 colorless, 1 blue for a sorcery, and exchange control of 2 target creatures you don't control. Same thing for the flashback. Vision of Dread, 2 colorless, 1 black for sorcery. Target opponent puts the creature card from his or her choice from their graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That's a tough one. They get a lot of options in that. Vision of Glory, 4 colorless, 1 white for a sorcery. Create a 1/1 white human creature token for each creature you control. Okay. Might of the Old Ways, 1 colorless, 1 green. For an instant, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Coven, then if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, draw a card. Nice. Candle Trap, 1 white for an enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has Defender. Prevent all combat damage that'll be dealt by enchanted creature. Candlelight Cavalry, 4 colorless, 1 green for a human knight. At the beginning of the combat of your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, Candlelight Cavalry gains trample until end of turn. It's not that good for green at all, really. That's 5 for a 5/5 that can gain trample. Ugh. Bait Hook Angler, 1 colorless, 1 blue for a 2/1, which has got Disturb, 1 colorless, 1 blue. You may cast this card from your graveyard transformed for its Disturbed cost. Okay, let me just check what that is. You got a really crappy Avacyn's Memorial here. Poor Memorial is actually worse than Avacyn by a long shot. It's 8 mana, same cost as Avacyn. It has indestructible and gives other permanents indestructible as well. But the problem is it's not an 8/8 with flying, so it's not as good. Brutal Cathar, 2 colorless, 1 white for a 2/2 human soldier werewolf. When this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into Brutal Cathar, exile target creature an opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. And it's got Daybound. Okay, so there's a couple of ones that I wanted to talk about. So Sigarda, Champion of Light, 1 colorless, 1 green, 2 white. For a 4/4 flying trample angel. And it says humans you control get +1/+1. This is actually an insane card. 4 mana for a 4/4 that's got flying and trample is crazy. Giving humans +1/+1 is also good. And it's got Coven. Whenever Sigarda attacks, if you control 3 or more creatures with different power, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a human creature card from among them, put them into your hand, and put it into your hand, and put the rest of it rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Pretty crazy. And you got different arts as well for some of these. That's pretty cool. Then you have, moving on to ones that don't flip, Jadar, Gold Caller of Nephilia. Okay. 1 colorless, 1 black for a human wizard. At the beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature with token with Decayed. It can't block. When it attacks, sacrifice it at the end of combat. Kind of cool. So many cool things. Willet the Rot Cleaver, 2 colorless, 1 black, 1 blue for a zombie warrior. Whenever another zombie you control dies, If it didn't have Decayed, create a 2/2 black creature zombie token with Decayed. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice the zombie. If you do, draw a card. Great. Very good value since they're going to be decayed anyways. I'll see what other ones are good. It looks like Chandra is in this as well. So that's cool. What does she do? So she's got Light Up the Night. Pay X and 1 red for a sorcery. Light Up the Night deals X damage to any target. It deals X plus 1 damage if that target is a creature or planeswalker. Sure. I mean, okay. Yeah, interesting. Then you can use planeswalkers. Then you got all the dual lands as well. So it pretty much says enter the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands, and it taps for both. So pretty cool. Got some more fun cards. Let's just go through these quickly. So Bite Hook, Bait Hook Angler turns into Hook Haunt Drifter. Cool. With a flying, and that's it. Nothing crazy. You got Fangblade Thief, which pretty much just turns in is a 3/4 werewolf, a human werewolf that gets +1/+0 and first strike until end of turn for 1 colorless, 1 red. And then on the other side, pretty much exactly the same thing, but you can now pay 4 red, 4 colorless, and I guess 1 red. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. So with a lot of mana, this can become quite a bit of a sink. Trapped in the Graveyard. When it enters the battlefield with the 5 or more cards in your graveyard, tap Enchanted Creature. And then Enchanted Creature doesn't tap. Sure. Curse of Leeches. Gains 1 life, loses 1 life. Nothing too crazy. Consuming Blob. Consuming Blob's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. At the beginning of your end step, create a green ooze creature token with this creature's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in the graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. Sure. Bit messy. Doomscroundle. Okay. Cool. Ancestor's Mirror looks like some cool art. Yeah, there's some cool stuff. I just don't like the flipping cards because flipping cards is just such a pain to deal with. See, this one flips and it's just going to be such a pain in Commander. I just cannot deal with it. Whoops, he got angry. Torvo, the Dire Overlord. So I think we can see what's going on here. Lots of support for vampires, lots of support for werewolves. Let's have a look at what the market's going to be doing right now.